I still remember the day like it was yesterday. My heart was pounding, my hands were shaking, and my mind refused to accept what my eyes were showing me. That $50,000 wedding gift, money my parents had painstakingly saved for years, was missing from my safe. Every careful calculation, every plan for our wedding, every dream we had built around that money, gone. I had been cleaning the house that afternoon, organizing the safe, double-checking the wedding list, when I noticed something odd. There was a small envelope sticking out from under the pile of documents in my safe. Curious, I picked it up. But as soon as I opened it, my stomach dropped. Inside were crumpled bills, all clearly fake. Cheaply printed, the wrong size, the color slightly off. I couldn't believe it. My mind went blank for a few seconds. This can't be real, I whispered to myself. I flipped through the stack again. Every single bill was fake. My chest tightened. Had to sit down. Then I heard the faint click of the front door. Mile had come in. That's when everything clicked. She had always been a little too nosy, a little too friendly with her helpful suggestions. But this was beyond anything I had imagined. I confronted her immediately, my voice trembling. Mom. Do you know anything about this? I held up the envelope, the fake bills fluttering between my fingers. She blinked, her smile faltering for a fraction of a second. Enough for me to notice. Oh, that must be some mistake. Maybe someone left those there, she said too quickly. Her voice was too calm, too rehearsed. I took a step closer, trying to keep my composure. Mom, this isn't just some bills. This is $50,000. My wedding gift. It was supposed to be in the safe. And now, all I see is fake money. Her eyes darted away for a split second. That's when I realized she was lying. Mile had never been this careless before. If she had accidentally misplaced it, she would have panicked, not smiled like that. I needed proof. I couldn't just accuse her and have her play the innocent victim. My husband had no idea yet, and if I brought this up without evidence, she would twist it into some drama about misunderstanding. I sat down at the dining table, trying to think. How could she even get access to the safe? I double-checked the locks, the code, everything. And then I remembered. She always asked to help organize our wedding gifts. She had insisted she wanted to make sure everything was safe while we were out running errands. That had been the moment. The perfect opportunity for her to pull this off. My hands trembled as I called my best friend, Jenna. You won't believe what just happened, I whispered into the phone, careful not to raise my voice. It's Mile. She replaced my $50,000 wedding gift with fake money. There was silence on the other end for a moment. Wait, what? Are you serious? Jenna finally said, her voice sharp with concern. Muzira, that's insane. Are you sure? I saw it with my own eyes, I said, my voice cracking. All fake bills. I don't even know why she would do this. I mean, who does something like that? She must think she's clever, Jenna said, her tone calm but firm. But no one gets away with $50,000. You need to plan this carefully. Record it, follow her, anything. Don't let her suspect you're on to her yet. I hung up and sat in silence for a few minutes. My heart was racing. Mimel, the woman who smiled at family gatherings, baked cookies for us, acted like she loved me, had just betrayed me in the most shocking way possible. But then anger took over my fear. How dare she? How dare she try to steal something my parents worked for my entire life? My mind started spinning with ideas. I couldn't just scream at her or confront her without a plan. If I did, she would laugh it off, deny everything, and continue her schemes. I needed to catch her in the act. I needed proof. Cameras, receipts, tracking the bills. Everything. She thought she was clever, but she had never dealt with me like this before. Later that evening, I pretended to be asleep while she helped organize the living room. I could hear her moving around, humming softly, probably thinking she had one. Little did she know, I had set my phone to record the room subtly. Every time she moved a piece of paper, every time she touched the envelope, it was being recorded. And then it happened. She reached for a small envelope in the safe and slipped it under her sweater. I held my breath. This was it. This was the moment I had been waiting for. But before I could react, my husband walked in. "Hey, what's going on?" he asked casually, noticing me sitting tensely. Froze. Froze too. That split second felt like hours. "Nothing," I said quickly, my mind racing. "Just organizing some things." She smiled, too sweet, too fake. "Yes, just organizing," she echoed. But I saw it, her hand brushing against something. Something that wasn't hers to touch. My heart pounded. I had caught her in the act, but now I needed a plan. How would I handle this? How could I turn this betrayal into justice without losing control? I knew one thing for sure. Mimel thought she could mess with me and get away with it. But I had a plan forming in my mind, a way to teach her a lesson she'd never forget. And that's when I realized. This was just the beginning. The real story hadn't even started yet. The next morning I woke up with a pounding headache, but it wasn't from sleep deprivation. It was from thinking about Mimel and the $50,000 she had tried to steal from my wedding gift. My plan was forming. I had to act carefully. Any wrong move and she'd turn the story against me. I sat at the kitchen table with my laptop open, replaying the recordings I had secretly captured the night before. Every movement, every nervous glance, every suspicious touch of the envelope was there on video. She didn't even know I had recorded it. That was my advantage. I heard footsteps on the stairs. Mine was coming down, humming like nothing was wrong. I could feel her eyes on me as I pretended to be busy with work. I didn't look up. Not yet. "Good morning, dear," she said sweetly, sliding a plate of pancakes onto the table. Her smile was too practiced, too polished. My stomach churned. "Morning," I said casually, keeping my tone light. I wanted her to think I was oblivious, while I mentally replayed the footage in my head. She leaned closer, her voice low. I was just thinking. Maybe I should help you organize the wedding gifts again today. I don't want anything to get lost." I froze, trying not to react. That was her typical move, pretending to be helpful while hiding something. But I already had the proof. All I needed was the right moment. Just then my husband walked in. He was rubbing his eyes, clearly still waking up. "What's going on?" he asked, glancing between us. "Oh, just organizing gifts," Mimel said quickly, as if rehearsed. I smiled at him casually. "Yeah, just organizing. Some old envelopes we found in the safe." My heart raced as I watched her face. She tensed immediately. I knew she realized I had discovered her scheme. Old envelopes?" she asked, trying to sound casual. "Yes," I said, keeping my tone calm. "Some money we didn't recognize. Funny thing, some of it looked a little fake." I let the words hang in the air. Her face went pale. For the first time in years, I saw her smile falter, replaced by a flicker of panic. She looked at my husband, then back at me. "Fake money," she stammered. "Yes," I said firmly. $50,000. All fake bills. My husband's eyes widened. "Wait, what? 50,000? Fake?" His voice was a mix of shock and disbelief. "Yes," I said. "Apparently, someone thought it would be funny to swap my wedding gift with counterfeit money." Miles' hands trembled slightly as she reached for the plate of pancakes, trying to steady herself. I don't know what you're talking about," she said, her voice unsteady. I held up my phone, pretending casually. "Funny thing is, I already recorded everything last night. It's all here." Her face drained of color. She tried to laugh it off. "Oh, just a silly prank, right?" I shook my head. "Not a prank. I don't find $50,000 funny." My husband, still shocked, looked between us. "Mom, wait. You did this." She froze, then muttered something under her breath. My heart raced. This was my moment. I had her exactly where I wanted. Cornered, tense, panicking, but I didn't confront her fully yet. Instead, I said calmly, "I think we need to sort this out properly. Let's figure out where the real money is. And what was done with it. She gulped, but didn't say anything. That silence told me everything I needed to know. Over the next hour I subtly watched her reactions, asking casual questions about gifts, bank transfers, and expenses. Every time I mentioned a number, even small ones like $7,500 or $10,000, she flinched. Her confidence was cracking, her usual composure slipping. Then I had an idea. I would let her think she had a chance to fix it. I pretended to take a call from the bank, making vague mentions of checking the transfer and tracking the funds. She kept glancing at me nervously, sweating under the artificial calm of our kitchen. I could see it. She thought she could slip away or manipulate the situation. She didn't realize I was already planning the next move, the revenge twist that she would never forget. As I walked toward the living room, I casually mentioned to my husband, loud enough for Emil to hear, "I can't believe she thought she could get away with $50,000. If she tries anything else, we'll have to call the authorities." Emil's hand flew to her mouth. That reaction. Priceless. She realized now that the game was over, but she didn't know exactly what was coming. And that's when I knew. This was just the beginning. I had the proof. I had her reactions. Soon, I would make sure she couldn't even look at that $50,000 without thinking of me. But for now I had to play it cool. Part 2 ends here with her panic simmering, and my revenge plan just beginning. Mymel spent the rest of the afternoon pretending everything was normal, but the way she kept wiping her hands on her apron told a different story. She was terrified. It should be. But revenge. Real revenge. Takes patience, not shouting. So I waited until evening. My husband had left for work, and it was just me and her. The house was quiet, too quiet, and every step she took echoed with guilt. I walked into the living room holding the same envelope she had switched the night before. She froze instantly. "Sit," I said calmly. She hesitated, then sat like a child being scolded. Her face stiffened with panic. I placed the envelope on the table between us. "You know what this is," I said softly. Her eyes flicked to it, then away. That wasn't me," she whispered. "Don't lie," I said. "I have the full recording. Every second. You switched my $50,000 gift with fake bills." Her breathing quickened. "You weren't supposed to see that," she said quietly, almost to herself. That line told me everything. She had planned it. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't a mistake. It was intentional theft. My voice stayed calm. "I want the real money back." She clasped her hands tightly. "It's not here." "Where is it?" She swallowed hard. I could see her calculating, should she lie again? Should she deny everything? But the camera proof had cornered her. She knew it. I put it in my account," she said finally. My eyebrows lifted. "You stole my wedding gift and deposited it?" "I thought you wouldn't notice," she snapped suddenly, losing her patience. "You don't even need that much. You two earn well. I've done so much for this family." There it was. The real mentality. Entitled. Self-righteous. Convinced she deserved what wasn't hers. I stood up slowly. "You have 24 hours, I said. "Return every dollar. All $50,000. Or I will report theft, fraud, and intentional deception. And trust me, your bank records will prove everything." Her mouth fell open. You would do that to me?" I leaned forward, my voice low and even. "You already did it to me." For the first time since I'd known her, she had no comeback. The next day, at exactly 3:14 p.m., I received a bank alert. Deposit. $50,000. From Mymel. Not a dime less. 5 minutes later, she appeared in the doorway, trembling. "It's done," she whispered. He nodded. "We're not done." She blinked in confusion. "You're banned from handling anything that belongs to me," I said. "No gifts, no money, no documents. You have no access to this house without permission. If you break that rule once, I will release the recording." her face drained. You recorded it with sound, she whispered. Yes. She covered her mouth like she might faint. That will ruin me, she said. That's the point, I replied. 2 weeks later, my husband returned from a work trip, and I told him everything. Calmly, clearly, without emotion. I showed him the footage. He was silent for nearly a full minute. Then he whispered, "She tried to steal $50,000 from you, from us?" He nodded. He sank into a chair, his hands over his face. "I'm so sorry," he said. "I didn't know she was capable of this." That was the first time I saw him truly understand his mother, and truly understand me. He confronted her himself. Her reaction was explosive. Tears, denial, excuses, everything. But it didn't matter anymore. We had the truth. We had the proof. We had the money back. And she had consequences. We went no contact for 3 months after that. He tried calling. She tried messaging. She even mailed us a letter saying she made a mistake out of love. But love doesn't steal $50,000. Love doesn't replace real money with fake bills. Love doesn't lie until they're caught. Final revenge. Months later I did something symbolic. I took the fake bills she left, the cheap ones from some novelty store, and placed them in a small wooden frame. And under it I wrote, "The day I stopped trusting you." I hung it in my office, not as decoration but as a reminder. Revenge isn't loud. It's quiet, controlled, and unforgettable. And for her, every time she visits, every time her eyes drift to that framed fake money, she remembers exactly what she tried to steal, and how she lost so much more instead.